back.
We're back. I feel so funny with these headphones.
Well, you look funny with those headphones. Just kidding. They're like for a 6-year-old.
I know.
But, I mean, you wear them well. The color's cute.
They would fit your head because your head's so much smaller.
I have a small head. You know that Reed and I, how old is my son? 6? 7?
7.
However, whatever.
He's gonna be 7.
He's my first grader, okay?
Yeah. You're like, I'm better with grades.
Better with not a lot of things. I wear his baseball hats.
Oh, yes.
Like his ball caps whenever I want to wear a hat because I am like I don't even know.
It's okay.
That's what happens when you have a small brain.
That's not true. Stop that. So we
are back.
We are back. But listen, we're starting out the new school year, right? We did some yoga.
Yeah. Y'all. I didn't know we were going right into that. So, okay. I feel like there needs to be a little bit of a backstory here. Sorry, Molly Draper, for getting distracted. But
just don't mention Scott Brannick.
Yeah, cannot mention him. So, I'm sorry, I'm pulling up my app. But so I I try to participate in athletics. I'm trying to say like I work out, but I don't like work out. Do you know what I mean?
But you move your body, you exercise.
Yeah, I'm a very active person.
Yes.
But one thing that I don't do is stretch. One thing I've never done is stretch. I played high school sports. I was very big into water sports in high school. Never stretched.
Sports. Like, could you do that on a team or just, you mean for fun? No,
just for fun.
Okay, that's how
we'd come home from school and we would be out in the boat wakeboarding every day. Yeah. So, I'm never stretched. I'm active. I like to run. I enjoy working out. I play tennis and I never stretch. And I've noticed that, like I just showed Sarah, I had both of my arms up in the air. And my left one can go all the way up, but my right one won't, my shoulder won't let it come up. So somebody told me that I needed to do yoga. No, I'm sorry. A doctor told me that I needed to do yoga.
Not like a friend,
but
a physician told you.
And said that last year, I think it was. And I've had some friends who've been like, you just need to do it. So I texted Sarah about it and she was like, let's go. And we went this morning and that was first of all, the sweet girl that did it, Bess is her name.
Yes.
And I had met her before through a friend. And I didn't realize it was her that was leading it. And I told her, I was like, please don't judge me. I mean, you can judge me, but just don't hold it over me.
We just talked about this too in the car. I was like, I don't want a personal trainer who I kind of know.
Yeah.
Because then I look like an idiot.
Yeah.
But you live for that.
I thrive in those situations. That's where actually I am at my peak. And please take in whatever judgments you want, but just don't hold them over my head. Yes. That's all that I'm asking of you. And she did not. She was really great. And I don't know if she directed this at me, but I felt like it was. She would do something and then she'd look back and she'd be like, and if you feel like that's not comfortable, here is another way for you to do it. And I'd be like, heck yeah.
Yes.
Gonna add that block.
She was definitely looking through
yes,
the pretzel of her body through that to us to make sure we weren't dying on our face.
Dying. I appreciated her. Yeah. It was so hot in there. I think I would rather stand in the middle of the Magic Kingdom on July.
You know they 4th. Do that. They have a yoga day at Magic Kingdom. I think they do it just for the cast members. But they it's before sunrise. It's like sunrise yoga.
I was like, you yoga people. More power to y'all. But she was saying, let's do this shakalakla. And people did it. They knew what she was talking about. And I'm like, I have a hard time remembering what vegetables are.
I was like, I can't watch you and do this at the same time.
And focus on my breathing.
So, breathe, put your boat. I was like, this is hard. It's so funny. I have done yoga off and on very intermittently since college.
Okay.
Every time I forget how hard it is.
It's very hard.
I enter into every class. This is probably, they did the questionnaire. I said, have you ever done yoga? I said 5 to 10 times, total ever.
In your life.
Every time I enter in being like, I'm fine. I'll get this.
Yo, we did planks and push-ups.
Every time. I'm like, what is wrong with me? This is so hard.
And it's not like when I do a push-up, if I need to do however many push-ups, I'm like doing them.
Yes.
This is like a slowly drop your body. And I'm like, listen, I can't slowly drop anything.
No. And how is she talking and instructing
breathing
and doing it at the same time? It's a lot.
She was phenomenal. I highly recommend, but I also appreciated all of the other people in the class who, one, also did not hold the judgment over my head, but two, they told me about the stretching class. So
yes. Which is really what you need.
Yeah, that's what I need.
We're starting the school year off, with yoga and smoothies.
Please follow up with me. Oh, yeah. Yes. Sarah made me a smoothie, y'all. Mm-hmm. So first of all, she said to me she was going to put spinach in it. And I said, no, you're not.
I didn't even tell you, actually. I said I'm going to make you a smoothie when we get back. She's like, nah, I'm okay.
I'm good.
And I was like, what do you mean? Like, you don't even know what I'm going to put in it. She's like, you're probably going to put something green in it. And I was like,
I don't need no kale smoothie. She put spinach in it. But she put spinach in hers. She was very nice. She did. And it was very, I mean, mine is gone. Yeah. Sucked that thing dry.
Yeah.
And she put collagen in it. I mean, my skin looks phenomenal already.
Glowing.
Tight
and just great.
So great.
So we're starting out really well.
Yeah, follow up in a month. Yeah. Follow up with me in a month. This is like, remember, at the beginning of the month when you're like, I'm going to meal plan.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. LOL.
That's our friend Nikki. I follow her on Instagram, and she came on the podcast.
Oh, yeah, Nikki.
Sorry.
I'm like, I don't know your friend Nikki.
I'm like, no, it's our friend. She does a thing every year talking about moms who do their like bento boxes for their kids every year. And then yesterday she posted a video of her, and she's like, I went to the bus stop this morning and some of you moms were out there and you look like you just had a blowout. And I know the salons aren't open, and I just want to know, like, when did you do that? When your kids, were they asleep? Did you wake up before them?
Do you do that? What's so funny is I got my hair done. I got my hair cut on Monday, and my sweet hairstylist, who she is probably 5 years older than me, and I think that I'm like her little sister, because when I first started using her, I was using like a Suave shampoo. So it's like, I was like in my 20s, okay? And she was like, can we just maybe like upgrade it a little bit? Yeah. Just a little bit.
Like Pantene or something.
Like just step it up.
Essences.
So I have slowly progressed my hair product up. Yes. But I said to her on Monday, I said, Casey, I hate getting my hair done. And she goes, why? And I said, because I have to sit still for a whole hour. I can't go anywhere. I can't do anything.
You are a child.
Have to sit here for, I am. And then you blow my hair out and I'm just going to put it in a ponytail.
That's true. So, I was really proud of you at yoga.
Thanks,
you didn't make any jokes.
I know. That was a lot.
I was like, oh my gosh, I cannot believe she's not making a joke this whole time.
I did turn around and make a face at you.
You did.
Twice.
You did. And said.
I think I mouthed a bad word to you.
Yeah. But still, I was like, she hasn't made a joke. She hasn't laughed. Yeah. You're really, thinking about the experience.
Also, there was sweat physically dripping off of my body onto the mat.
So did that happen to you too? It wasn't a joking matter.
That was not.
Yes, I was sweating. I was like, this is really hard. Yeah. I always forget. But, all right. So anyway, we tried to record last week, and
a lot has happened. The Queen has died.
Yes, a lot has happened, and yes, even Disney has kind of done some changes and stuff too.
So it was meant to be.
It was meant to be for us to record.
And we're not going to do a podcast on the Queen dying because I just can't even. I'm not ready to talk about it.
Listen, let's get through the funeral first,
I wasn't invited to Buckingham Palace for the private wake, so I am a little offended. It's fine.
Listen, let's get through the funeral. We'll see if you have some words about it afterwards. Yeah. I'd love to know if Allie has any. She has any. You can't even talk about it. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry.
Prince Harry's probably like, hey, let's do a VIP tour together, Allie. Jerk. Okay, so I was playing on my app.
Okay. So this is what we're going to talk about today. This is what we want to go ahead and start the year off with something that, even though there's a lot of things going on, this is what we want to talk about.
This is what we want to talk about. This is very important. So I was introduced to this spoof account on Instagram. Did not realize it was spoof related, y'all. And I was like sending all of these things on Instagram to Sarah and Ashley, like, oh my gosh, look what they're doing, look what they're doing, look what they're doing.
To be clear, this isn't actually what the thing is that we really want to talk about.
I'm going to transition into it.
You have to tell this story. Yes. This is an amazing
story.
So
this account talked about like they're bringing back FastPass, they're doing all of these things, and so it got me onto my app. Like it took me from there. I was like, I gotta go look. So I pulled up my app. I was playing around, which is what I'm doing now.
Yes.
And I was just like, scrolling through, and the Instagram page did not tell me about this. I found this on my own. Okay.
What did the Instagram page tell you about?
Well, I was just like looking at where they said, fast passes were coming back, and haha, jokes on me. But so I was playing on my app, and I found this thing called Cast Compliments. I'll show it to you.
Okay. I'm going to look at my phone too.
And
we should go back to the fast pass though. Later.
Okay.
We'll talk about it later.
Molly Draper likes for us to stay on track.
Okay, yes, go.
So I'm scrolling in, and I'm on, if you're on your app and you go to the bottom of the screen, it's got the 3 little lines, and you click on that, and it brings, tip board, my Genie Day. Scroll to the very bottom. My profile, healthcare services, sign out. What car locator? What? Is that new?
How do you even understand how that works?
Save vehicle location.
Oh, okay.
So I don't have to take a picture of it anymore. Whenever I go with Scott Brannick, he'll be like, oh, we're in Toy Story 23. And we're not. And he does that on purpose because he knows that I'll go to that place.
What a jerk. Yes.
He
doesn't care.
I have a lot of trust in people.
Also, you said Scott Brannick, so I've heard that we have to have a drink of something every time you say Scott Brannick.
Wait, that's funny. Okay, anyway, so on this three line thing, it's Cast Compliment. And it is a space on the app where all you can do is compliment a cast member. There's no complaining. This is not a Yelp. This is a positive Yelp review section only.
Not Twitter.
This is not Twitter. We do not need your negativity here because just like a teacher, these sweet Disney employees have to deal with all 1,000,000 people that come through the door.
Yes.
And all of their attitudes and all of they're hot, they're tired, they're hungry, they whatever the case may be. And so send magic to a cast member 4, acknowledging our special day and making it even more magical, sharing great recommendations, remembering us and making us feel like family, going out of their way to make our day unforgettable. Like all of these things. Here's one, making the day magical for my children. And then select location so you can, pick where it was. And if you remember their name, you can put their first name and then their location, which this is like...
Let's be real. You remember all their names.
And their locations. The Disney tag... I feel like anyone who wears a name tag, I need to know more about you. I need to know where you're from.
Clearly.
You can know I'll put where I'm from. Do you know how many people will have Jacksonville, Florida and be like, I'm from Jacksonville, Florida? And there was one lady or one girl and she was from Jacksonville, and come to find out her grandparents lived like 5 streets down from me.
What?
Isn't that great? See, this is what I'm talking about. Like, this is why it's so great. So I went back and remembered all of the people.
Oh my gosh.
That I could remember, and I complimented them.
Oh my gosh.
Like a straight dork.
No, it's super important. I mean,
date of your
cast members... Every story that I have about Disney that I talk about, something great that happened. I'm not even sure if I ever told the story. Did I ever tell it on the podcast?
No.
I don't know if I have.
I just learned about it last week when we fake recorded.
So I'll tell this story, and this is exactly why it's so important for us to compliment cast members, to go on the app, to do the surveys, do all of it, okay? It doesn't take that much time. But they really are what makes the magic. So was at, I think it was Magic Kingdom with my whole family. My youngest daughter gets
And this is recently.
Anna doll. Yes, this was in January when we went and we stayed at the...
Oh, like January 2022.
Yeah, when we stayed at the campsites when we were in an RV, Elizabeth's favorite dream. We were staying with my family, my sister and kids. They came in from Portland, and my kids picked something out from my mom for Christmas. They all kind of got one thing that they got to pick out. Chambers picks out an Anna doll. Her cousin, Sarah Ellen, picks out an Elsa doll. They're playing with them all day. They're so excited. Chambers realizes, I made the wrong choice. This is not good. I cannot believe I've done this. No bueno. So I said, listen, I'm not going to try to exchange this for you, but I will go with you. We can go back to the Emporium at the end of the day.
Because what's the worst thing they can say?
They can say, I'm so sorry, the tags are off and we're just going to be happy, because that's what you picked. And so I said, if it were any other situation, I probably would have been like, listen, you've made your choice and this is what we're doing. But it's from my mom. It's a lot of family pressure. Okay. So I was like, okay, let's see what we can do here.
And it's Chambers.
And we're at Disney. So we're like, whatever. So I go with her to the Emporium. I give the receipt to Chambers with the doll and I walk with her. And she goes to a cast member and says, I'm very sorry. I made the wrong choice.
I made a wrong choice.
I really want Elsa. I picked Anna, but I really want Elsa. Can I exchange? I just got it today. Can I exchange, Anna for Elsa? And that cast member she was dead serious. Okay. She was so happy. She was very serious with Chambers. She takes Elsa, gives it to Chambers and says, well, Elsa and Anna are sisters and you can't separate them.
When Sarah first told me the story, I want you to know I almost cried.
You can't separate them.
It
was amazing.
This cast member said, not only do you get to keep Anna, I'm going to give you another doll. I'm
going to give you Elsa.
And you have a great day.
Yes. I mean, she was like, they have to stay together. They're sisters. So do you have a sister? She's like, I do have two sisters. She's like, see, you have to stay together. So just like Anna and Elsa, have a magical day. I looked at her and I was like, oh my God.
Also, Sarah took a picture with
I did take a picture with the cast member with Chambers. And so I was like, I'm going to do this cast member compliment thing because we had a lot of great memories from that trip, but that was the one thing that stuck out to me the most because also it was the cast member that she could have done whatever she wanted. And she totally bought into the story. Okay. And just got right down on the level of my child. And I was like, this is amazing.
Well, the other thing that I appreciate about it is, and I know that, and this is one of the things that makes Disney magical, is it creates this environment for the children to find uniqueness in themselves. Mm-hmm. And, just empowering her to, like you said about the sisters, do you have sisters? Mm-hmm. Do you, having her make that and she did it. She didn't do it in an intentional way, but I guarantee you, Chambers heard those words and that act of kindness, yes. And in her mind connected a new connection with her sisters. Yes. I guarantee you.
Yes, I should die for my sisters, just like Elsa.
She's
okay. That's
Sydney has a heart of stone. I will protect her. I'm just kidding. Sydney does not have a heart of stone.
She doesn't. But it was amazing. It would have been kind. I would have thought it was above and beyond for her to exchange. Yeah. Because she had tags off. Yeah. But for her to just give her Elsa, I did not expect it at all. Yeah. That will still be one of my favorite memories. It was amazing.
I love it.
But cast member compliments, how many have you done so far?
It doesn't keep track, Sarah.
Well, but kind of, a tally in your head.
It's definitely been more than 12.
More than 12.
Less than 20.
How many for Allie have you done?
Well, I keep putting on here, set me up with Prince Harry. I'm just kidding. Every time I see Allie in the park, we wave at each other.
She's the best.
Do you think she actually remembers me? That's the real question. Or do you think she just waves at this idiot waving at her?
Elizabeth. How many questions do you think Allie has gotten from the average VIP tour?
And how many did I exceed?
How many did you? I mean, we weren't even to the parks yet. She picked us up from the hotel.
We were pulling out of the hotel.
And, I mean, Scott was already annoyed.
Scott was annoyed the second we pulled into Walt Disney World.
He was like, oh my gosh, Elizabeth, stop asking this woman so many questions.
Do you know what Scott said? We were out to dinner with Courtney and Lance, and I said something, and he looked at me, and he goes, if you get more friends, would you stop talking to me so much?
Wow.
Because I was asking so many questions. Oh, I know what we were doing. We were at a wine tasting dinner and the chef came out. So naturally I was I wanted to know. I had to know all the things.
Yes.
And he was like, if I got you more friends, would you stop talking so much?
Like, no, I just would get to know more people. It'd be fantastic.
My journey would be fuller. But yeah, that, Allie was so good at her job. Mm-hmm. She was so good at her job.
What's one of your favorite cast members, like experiences that you've had?
Oh yeah. Are you saying what is
yours? Yeah.
Besides Allie?
Besides Allie. You had kind of a not so great cast member experience though this last time.
Oh yeah. Cecilia. So we had a reservation at what's the place in the
Steakhouse 71?
Yeah, in the Contemporary. Okay. So we did that for alternative motives. We wanted to ride the monorail.
Yes.
Okay. So I made the reservation, and when we got there, I told her I had a reservation, and she was like, "Well, I need your ID." And I was like, "Well, first of all, my wallet's not in my car, so I'm going to have to go back to the hotel and get it." So I was not upset. That was kind of a God wink, right? Mm-hmm. He allowed me. My wallet wasn't there.
Right.
But I was like, well, here is my reservation. I don't understand why you need my ID. And she would not let me go.
But didn't you say even your friend was on it and she wouldn't even let her show her ID?
She wouldn't let, because
it was in your name, even though her name was on the reservation.
It was just, she was not the happiest camper.
Yeah. But I bet you still did a cast member compliment for her, didn't you?
I did. Cecilia had a bad day. I also feel like the environment of Disney offers grace.
Yes.
I just feel like you feel empowered to offer grace at Disney World.
Right.
Because the cast members, I just feel like they emanate grace at all times.
Yes.
So I feel like it empowers you to just
also do the same thing.
Scott Brannick would not write a cast member compliment about the one time when the kids were both little and I had the double bob and we rode the train around the Magic Kingdom and I put the double stroller in the handicap thing because literally it was just us on the train. It's like just us and another person. And so I just put it because that's where we've done that before. When there's not a lot of people, we just put it back there. And this cast member told Scott, he's like, "I'm sorry, you cannot do that. That is for handicapped people only." And Scott was like, "Well, there's no one else in line. And it looks as though there's no handicapped people. So what am I going to, like, what are you doing?" And he's like, "Well, it can only sit right here." And it was the row in front of it. And you have to sit with it. And Scott was like, "Well, my family's sitting at the front and you're asking me to sit back here. Can I just put it up there?" And the guy was like, "No." So Scott went off on this guy.
Oh gosh.
In true Scott Brannick fashion. And Scott sat in the back of the train, and don't worry, he would yell up to us, "Hey, what's going on up there?" I was like, "You're such a jerk." Scott Brannick did not write a cast compliment about that guy.
No.
Yeah.
But I get there's different ways of doing your job.
Yes.
Right. If that's the way, there's a nicer way to approach it. But maybe that cast member also had a bad day.
I know.
And then Scott made it worse.
Scott 100% made it worse. I think about COVID and how the employees of Disney were the frontline enforcers. Like, they were the ones who came out, and if your mask, like, you had to... And they were just doing their job. They were doing what they were told to do. And honestly, there were some people who worked there who were a little bit more intimidated by the COVID situation than others. And I think that that's fine. And so they enforced the rules a little bit more aggressively. But people were not kind. And I appreciate Disney offering this opportunity to share. So I'm going to say, first of all,
go into your app,
go to the bottom right-hand corner, the 3 lines. I do feel like I wish it was a box. See, how I wish it would go right there next to transportation, but it's not. It's one of the bottom ones, like my profile, accessibility, property rules. Okay. Car, I just can't
Don't
even get
put your stroller in the handicap spot, Scott.
Jeez. Car locator, that is the coolest thing. I cannot wait to do that now. Presented by State Farm, of course.
Cast compliment.
Yeah. Manually enter your location. I bet that if you do that,
send magic.
Look at that.
Wow. Where were you at the park?
Oh my gosh.
Because they're trying to, oh, that's for the car locator. Is that what you're talking about?
Sorry.
That's really nice.
Sorry, I got distracted. This is not, we were not talking about the car locator.
But it is a very nice feature. I do like how there are a lot of different selections you can make in terms of sending magic their way. I would like to know from Disney, maybe we can figure this out, what it says send magic to a cast member for. What is the magic that they're getting? I would like to know that. Are they getting a raise? Are they getting an extra couple of tickets for their family members? Are they getting a song and dance from Mickey Mouse when they come into the work next day?
Can I point on this one? Going above and beyond to keep the area around us sparkling clean. I just, like, they left no position on here untouched.
Right.
Like, they want to make sure that no matter who it is,
they understand what the magic is.
And they are
that
here
we're
for
looking
it.
for. Yeah. And then we can pick.
Yeah, I would like to know, like, does this go to their group manager? And are they just getting, like, snaps for Sarah?
Right.
Yeah. Or, like, if you get so many stars in a month, you get a treat.
Yes.
So I will say on one of the VIP tours that we did, they had a snow cone truck outside of, so in each park area, specifically Animal Kingdom. Animal Kingdom is huge from the backhand side, like from the employee side, I guess.
Yeah.
And they have employee parking, and then they have a bus system that takes them to the different areas of the park on the backhand side of the park. And it's just so big because of the Savannah and the animal care and the animal hospital. Like, they have to spread it out. So they had a snow cone truck outside of one of the, like, by one of the bus stops for the employees.
Oh my gosh.
And it was like, there was some little jingle, but it was talking about how, come get your free snow cone on your lunch break. And I asked the VIP, I was like, how long is one of their lunch breaks? And they were like, 20 minutes. I was like, 20 minutes?
That's not legal.
It takes me 20 minutes to get across to the bathroom.
Well, that's because you're stopping to talk to everybody on the way.
That's true. But, like, very true. But yeah, 20 minutes. So they get and they get multiple breaks throughout the day. But so they got a little snow cone.
That's great.
But I'm like, from my perspective, and I think that you think this way too, like, I think about how we shower our teachers.
Yes.
And I just feel like they're in that same category.
Oh, absolutely. Because if we want to continue, they are what makes so much of the magic, like why we like to go.
Yes.
There's a reason. I don't have anything against Universal.
Oh, I do. I'm sorry.
I don't have anything against them, but it's just, I'm not as drawn to go there. And it's probably because there's some kind of weird Disney bug in my brain. But a lot of the reason I like to go to Disney is because I know about the guest experience.
Yeah.
It's the same.
Think about a school, right? Like, if you have the ability, if there are people who are fortunate to pick the school that their children go to, and they do it because of, or they live in a certain part of town because they know that the school is reputable for X, Y, and Z. And you're right, Disney fits that.
Yes.
Perfectly.
Yes. You know that when you go there, you know what to expect of all. This is why I tell people also, I know that it's not easy all the time. I don't know if I told you this, but I did apply to be on the Plan Disney panel.
Yeah.
And I might regret it because I don't know if I really want to answer people's questions. But
yeah.
But one of the questions that you had to answer on there was like a example question of basically, like, someone could ask this question, tell us how you would answer it.
And what was the question?
In chat form. And it was, would you suggest staying on property? What are the benefits of staying on property for guests? I picked that one. There were a couple of different ones, but I picked this one because my whole reason for staying on property instead of staying somewhere else, if I'm going to stay on property, is because of cast members.
Yes.
It's not because of the accommodations, okay? Because guess what?
It's the same.
The beds and everything, like, they're nice, or I guess, but it's nicer at other places.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
Like, there's a lot of amenities that are nicer at other places. But I know cast member wise, customer service, guest service.
You're going to be taken care of.
It's going to be from when you're in your hotel to when you're on a bus, at the security guard at the gate, you know, in the parks, you're getting the same consistent kind of care. You don't leave like the Disney bubble. Yeah. Whereas if I just go, just even at a good neighborhood hotel, honestly, it's just not the same. They're not trained the same way. Yeah.
I mean, shoot, you can go to the JW Marriott and it's not the same.
Yes. Yeah. Yes. I said, I've stayed at the Contemporary, I've stayed at the Grand Floridian, and then I've stayed at All Star Movies. Okay. I've stayed at Pop Century. Those are two different ends of the spectrum as far as like resorts. Literally. The ends of the spectrum. The service and the care and how the cast members treated me, same exact way. Yeah. It didn't matter just because I was at a value resort versus at a deluxe resort. Yeah. And that's what I love. That's why I'm like, that's the only reason. So the way I answered it was like, basically, you should stay because of the cast members. Yeah. Because you're going to get that service, and that's why you should stay at a Disney hotel versus somewhere else. Yeah.
I feel like Disney is going to utilize this to, Scott calls it blue Gatorade. Scott loves to blue Gatorade.
What does that mean?
So my husband's a home builder, and he will like...
Oh,
you already know.
Go ahead.
If his framers, if he's struggling with his framers, he'll go out and he'll tell Jamie to get, you know, a case of Gatorade and some snacks and show up on the job site when they're there and just make them feel like they're important, and we appreciate them, because we do appreciate them. We appreciate the work
they could go work somewhere else.
They could, and like they could not do a good job.
Right.
And
I thought you were going to say blue Gatorading was like taking the whole container of iced Gatorade and pouring it on people.
To do that to me.
We should show up on the job site to Scott and do that
blue Gatorade him. That's a great idea.
He would
not talk to me that would be my would he would not talk to me.
I'd have
it
to
would be a joy
make
for
him
him.
Korean food for a long time.
Maybe he would. That would be good.
It's a good trade-off.
So I appreciate Disney giving this opportunity. Mm-hmm. I do hope that you will take the time.
Yes.
To just fill that out. And
let's see if it makes a difference.
And pay attention. I hope that this empowers you to pay attention on your next trip to Disney.
Right.
Like, what are ways that these cast members are... Because sometimes it happens and you just don't even recognize it, right?
Right.
You may ask them a question and they just may answer it in a very positive way.
Right.
Well, then you may realize... Oh gosh, that was like really like their tone and the way that they helped me, like they walked me to the bathroom or whatever the case may be.
Right.
So I hope that it gives you the opportunity to really focus on the cast members, pay attention to it, and then take the time to.
Yes. Because if we're treating them well, they're going to be able to do their job to the fullest.
And they're going to want to do their job to the fullest.
Yes. Yeah. Because I think that some people think they can just go in with a bad attitude and be ugly, and they think, I've paid all this money and I'm entitled to really good...
Very much so entitlement.
Yeah, I'm entitled to really good customer service no matter how I want to act. And I'm like, these are just people. Cast members are people, okay? And they do a really good job dealing with you, but at the end of the day, they're just people. So if you treat them well with respect, they are going to pour out all of that, you know, that magic back on you. So...
Yeah.
Thank you for teaching us.
Yeah.
Yes, I'm thanking you. I'm thanking you. Thank you for teaching us.
I just want to tell you that I'm so sore right now. I'm touching my arms and I'm like, oh gosh. Yes. Thank you for listening and being patient. I'm sorry that it took us so long to come back from the summer.
I know.
It was a lot.
It was a lot. And we don't do Disney in the summer. No, it's too hot.
It is.
I did go and buy an annual pass for myself because we got a girls trip coming up
in October.
And my girls, I'm taking them to Bippity Boppity Boutique for their birthdays.
Yes.
So I went ahead and got myself an annual pass because obviously I needed to do that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Naturally.
But just to close us out, do you want to tell us about your experience on Instagram with fake Disney news?
That's Sarah, let me pull this up. So, oh dear, wrong app. Instagram, not Instacart.
Ooh, I do love an Instacart though.
Bless. Okay, what's it called again? The mouse trap.
Like you're trapped. Like you got tricked.
Mouse trap news.
You got punked.
Okay. So Elizabeth sends memes. There it is. I found it, everyone.
Elizabeth sends memes through Instagram to Ashley and I 10 times a day.
10 minimum.
And it's the best.
This is the problem. I love that on Instagram, you can just click on different, I don't know what they're called.
Reels? Yeah.
And they're hilarious.
Every teenager is laughing at us because I think Reels on Instagram are kind of a joke.
Whatever.
To this
you know
generation,
what? It's because it's old. Hilarious.
It's hilarious. We're not on the TikTok. Okay?
Like I was telling Sarah that my friend Christy loves to send me. There's an Instagram account where it's like the dads of Instagram, and it literally, it's like point of view dads at the beach, and it's the Home Depot song in the background, and they're all standing there with their hands on their hips looking at the water. So we went on a trip with them to the beach this summer, and she was like, point of view, this is you. But like every single time there's a dads of Instagram, she sends it to me. So I just love it. Anyway, so I am like scrolling through the reels, you go up and it's different things. It's funny things, it's serious things, and then it's all of a sudden it's Disney things.
For ours, it's going to be Disney things.
Yes, I get it. And it's like, here's one. Disney paving over the trolley tracks. I was like, perfect. I literally break my ankle on this all the time. Splash Mountain retheme canceled. Disney is buying Universal Studios. How did I not? Criminy. Stroller-free Sunday coming to Disney World. Slim Jim flavored churros at Disney. Also believed that because they have gross stuff like that. So I like send these to Sarah and Ashley, and I'm like, did you see this? Did you see Dog Days are coming to Disney? I literally sent that to the Butt Dwarf.
Well, we are on the other side of our phones thinking that Elizabeth's being sarcastic.
Which is also my...
Right, Disney, she thinks this is hilarious.
Here's another one. Disney Speedway closing high gas prices. I sent that to my dad. Closing the racetrack one.
Oh my god!
Because I literally just talked to him about like how I'm surprised they haven't closed this down yet. So I sent that. I am so embarrassed. I'm not embarrassed. Like I'm whatever. So I'm sending it to them, and they say that they thought that I was just being funny. Sorry, I just dropped that. I was not. New retheme for Rock and Roller Coaster coming in. They did a Fast Pass one. It was last week. So we're recording the episode that didn't record. And I said Ashley was here, and I said something. Did y'all see what I sent you about whatever? Oh, no,
Fast passes.
It was the Fast Passes, because I put on it, I was like, Sarah, we've got to talk about this. And I was like, Sarah, did you see that? We've got to talk about it. And they both look at me and they're like, you're an idiot. It's fake. It's called The Mousetrap. It's literally like The Onion or The Babylon Bee. And I was like, are you kidding me?
Your dreams were crushed. I felt so bad.
So crushed. So yeah. So I left the fake recording. I left the fake podcast recording, called my dad, called my husband, and was like, hey, by the way, all of the Disney things that I've sent you is fake. It's fake news. Like news. Totally.
Like actually fake.
Like just a straight spoof. And I spent a good hour that day going through and being like, I can't believe I believed this. You were
so excited.
I was so excited. I was trying to figure out how they were going to monitor Dog Days of Disney. I was like, are they going to shut down the park? Is this going to be like an early entrance thing? These are things, but I was like, this makes sense, right? Yes. Like, oh, that's a great way. I could not.
Oh, man.
Gullible. I am so gullible. And they play it off so well, like it's a real...
Yeah, like it's actually going to happen to get people like you.
They got me.
Well, do yourself a favor.
Go look at the Mousetrap.
And then do a cast member compliment.
Go do a cast member compliment. Congratulations, the Mousetrap. Yes. Y'all are doing great.
All right, we'll talk to you guys next time.
Bye.